Okay, so for the self-assessment grading, so for the first grading criteria is communicating with athletes and using spoken English as a tool for instruction. Okay, so for this criteria, I think I did good. My communication did not contains any error and is very clear to the students, and they understand what is my objective and my content. I communicate with proper English all the time. However, I may need to improve on the articulation and the volume of my words, especially due to the location where there is a huge fan. I think it causes some disturbance for the students. The second criteria, using questioning and discussion techniques. I think this falls under good. I use questioning with some high-level questions, such as where can you do to lose your man? And because that question requires a lot of there's multiple answers to that question, and I want them to think of the appropriate answer. And the discussion was also quite long, so I believe falls under good category. Second criteria, gauging athletes and training and duration of the instruction. Okay, I think this falls under satisfactory. The athletes are partially engaged because this is really due to practice task 1, where I have to set up the equipment. I think I take a lot of time to set up and did not show much demonstration. I consciously attempt to cut and explain what I want to do, since some of them still are not clear. So I think this falls under satisfactory. Okay, the fourth criteria, which is creating an environment of respect and rapport and managing athlete behavior. I think this falls under excellent. My interaction reflects genuine warmth and caring towards the individual, and I am respectful to the cultural and developmental difference among athletes. In the video, I mentioned that I understand their level, and I mentioned about their well-being, such as their health, and also clearly establish my standard of conduct. For example, in the video I mentioned, if possible, please have to pick up the equipment, and also try to put in full effort, and only play with the balls when instructed to. So I think this falls under excellent. Then the last criteria, managing training routines and organizing resources and physical space for learning and safety. I think this falls under satisfactory. Some training routines and procedures have been established. However, it is not even, and is quite inconsistent. Especially in the practice tasks, I was supposed to split them into 2 groups. However, due to the equipment and the setting up of equipment, I changed my mind and combined 2 groups into 1. And so there is some inconsistent there, and I lost some time when instructing them. I try to make use of the resource and the physical space, but in the end I did some cancellation. So I think this falls under satisfactory.